Welcome back to the MissionWinners.com news report. I'm Pat Walker, and we've got a jam-packed week to cover. So let's dive right in. Monday kicked off with a bang in the stock market, folks. After last week's retreat, we saw some serious bouncing back. The Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped nearly 500 points, the Nasdaq Composite gained about 200 points, and the S&P 500 leaped more than 60 points. It's like watching a bunch of kangaroos on a trampoline, I tell you. Now, not everyone joined the party. Alphabet, Google's parent company, decided to sit this one out, dropping as their antitrust trial began. It's like they showed up to the dance but forgot their dancing shoes. Apple, on the other hand, had a bit of a roller coaster day. They unveiled their new iPhones at their It's Glow Time event, and let me tell you, those phones better actually glow for all the hype. In other news, Palantir Technologies hit levels we haven't seen since early 2021. They're joining the S&P 500 club, and their stock is hotter than a summer sidewalk. But remember, folks, what goes up must come down, or at least level off at some point. Now, before we move on to Tuesday's exciting developments, I'd like to take a moment to connect with you, our valued listeners. If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Your engagement keeps us motivated to bring you the best content possible. And who knows, maybe your question will be featured in our next Q&A segment. All right, let's move on to Tuesday. The stock market decided to play it cool, probably because everyone was holding their breath for Wednesday's Consumer Price Index report. It's like watching a group of cats trying to decide whether to pounce or not. Apple had a bit of a rough day, dropping after they announced they're expecting a hefty tax bill from the EU. Ouch, that's got to hurt the pocketbook, even for a tech giant. The big banks had a tough time too. JP Morgan Chase and Goldman Sachs both took a hit after some not-so-rosy forecasts. It's like they forgot to eat their financial Wheaties that morning. Now, I've got some exciting news for all you lifelong learners out there. We've just launched new lessons with quizzes on MissionWinners.com, and the best part? They're 100% free. That's right, you can now enhance your skills and test your knowledge without spending a dime. It's just our way of helping you on your journey to success. Moving on to Wednesday, and boy, was it a roller coaster. The day started with a thud after the August Consumer Price Index report came out. The market took a nosedive faster than a skydiver without a parachute. But then, in a plot twist worthy of a Hollywood movie, stocks staged a comeback. By the end of the day, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq were up, with the semiconductor stocks leading the charge like a battalion of silicon soldiers. Nvidia had a particularly good day, jumping over 8%. It's like they found the cheat code for the stock market game. Now, let's talk about GameStop for a moment. Oh, GameStop. They had another rough earnings report and announced plans to sell more shares. It's like watching your favorite video game character run out of lives, but then finding an extra coin to keep playing. And that wraps up our news report for the week. This is Pat Walker, reminding you that in the stock market, as in life, what goes down often comes back up and vice versa. So keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times and enjoy the journey. Until next time, keep striving, keep learning, and keep winning.